Welcome to Greek Verse a Day. Today we are translating the first half of Revelation 2:2. As always, I encourage you to work from your reader's edition and use the screen up here in my comments as a way to help you work through the translation. By way of reminder of our context here, John has just been told to write to the angel over the church in Ephesus the things that the one who holds the 7 stars in his right hand and walks in the middle of the lampstands says. And so this here, starting at 2:2, is going to be what John is told to write down to that angel. So as always, we'll do a slow reading, a faster reading, give you a chance to pause, and then I'll jump in with my translation and comments. We have oida, ta, erga, su, kai, ton, kopon, kai, tain, hupamanein, su, kai, hati, u, dune, bastasai, kakus. One more time, a little bit faster. Oida ta erga su, kai ton kopon, kai tain hupamanein su, kai hati u dune, bastadsai, kakus. So at this point, I encourage you to pause, take a look in your reader's edition for the helps with this verse and see what you can make of it. All right, now that you've taken some time on your own, I'm going to jump in here, and right away we have an indicative verb, oida. So this is going to be technically a perfect tense verb, though we translate it actively. You learn this in your vocabulary as I know. Technically speaking, by its form, it's a perfect, but we translate it present. I know, not I have known. So a perfect, active, indicative, first person singular. So here, remember, the one in the middle of the one who walks in the middle of the 7 lampstands is speaking. So the I in this case is the one like a son of man. So I know, and then the object of this verb here is going to be basically everything that follows here. We have 3 different objects, and we're just going to circle each one, and they're all divided by kais here. So ta erga su, ton kopon, tain hupamanein su, and then hati u dune bastadsai kakus are all different objects. Excuse me, the first time I said 3 objects, I should have said 4 objects. 4 different objects of what the one like a son of man knows. He knows ta erga su, your works, and notice here that this is a second person singular personal pronoun. One of the most common way that Greek shows possession is by the genitive case with a personal pronoun. So that's what we have here. But we have the second person singular wife. So I'll pose that question to you. Why do we have a second person singular if it is the church in Ephesus that's being addressed? That's exactly right, because John is writing to the angel over the church in Ephesus. So even though it's the sort of Ephesian congregation or congregations that's being addressed, they're being addressed sort of by means of the angel over the church in Ephesus, which is a singular entity. So that's why we have a singular personal pronoun here. And when we come down here, we're going to have a second person singular verb as well. So your works and also your kopon. So you're going to get a note for this one in your reader's edition. Kopon is a word that sort of means your toil or your labor. So similar to works, this has more of a sense of the grit to it, the hard work that you put in, the blood, the sweat, and the tears, more so than ta erga does. Erga is more of a sort of generalized word. So your works and toil and endurance, again with the second person singular personal pronoun here, your. So your endurance. And then the last thing we have here is not an accusative. So notice how these are all 3 different accusative nouns that are the object of the verb. Here we have a sentence or a clause that's going to be the object of the verb itself, which is indicated by hati. Hati does a number of different things in Greek. It could serve as sort of quotation marks, which is it's not doing here, but it also just meaning that can indicate the object of something. So here, this hati is signaling to us that this phrase is also the object of the verb oida here. That u, a negative particle, not, and then dune here is going to be a present middle indicative. Again, second person singular. This one, whoops, excuse me, from dunamai. I am able with the my ending here, but the second person singular, you are able. And notice how we have the my ending in the lexical form, which tells us that we are going to have a deponent here. So this is a middle deponent verb. Remember, deponent verbs use middle endings but are active in meaning. So that's what's going on here. You are not able. And then dunamai often takes a complementary infinitive after it. You are not able, you sort of need something to finish that idea, to something. And that's what we get here with bastadsai, are an aorist infinitive, aorist active infinitive, to bear. So you are not able to bear kakus. So if we were to mark this, we would have bastadsai as our infinitive here, and then kakus in the accusative as the object of the infinitive. So while this whole phrase is the object of oida, kakus in the accusative here, this is an accusative, let's mark it, an accusative masculine plural, is going to be the object of the infinitive here. So you are not able to bear evil. And because it's an accusative masculine plural, it's going to be evil ones or evil people. Not just evil generally. If it was evil generally, we would have this adjective be neuter. So because it's in the masculine, it's referring to actual persons, not to the sort of the concept of evil, which would be in the neuters. Remember, kakus is an adjective that can change its form. If you look it up in the dictionary, you're going to have kakas, kake, kakon. So you have these different endings here for the masculine, the feminine, and the neuter respectively. And our us ending here is a masculine accusative plural ending, which is what suggests to us it's evil ones. Or if you look up different English translations, you'll get things like evil ones, or sometimes evil men, or evil humans. If you want to make, if a translation wants to make it a gender neutral translation. So all that to say, because this is not neuter, we know these are individuals. These are people. These are not evil as a concept. So let's go back and put it all together. I know your works and your toil. We can sort of put in the possessive pronoun again here. We know it's the angel's toil or the congregation's toil, and your endurance, and that you are not able to bear evil ones.